Okay, starting with a new streaming platform. Hopefully that does it. I don't know why Instagram's not working. There we go. Fantastic. Okay, we should be good to roll. So we are going to be get out of here. Ranking the 3D printed builds you guys sent me. Just gonna wait until a couple people start to join in, and I'm gonna kind of monitor the stream as well from here, so I can see what's going on, make sure everything's working the way that we need it to, and we'll start pulling up some of your guys' builds as well. Okay. If anybody in chat can hear me, just do me a favor and let me know that the audio is working and everything's going the way that it needs to be. I'm also going to be monitoring the chat from YouTube specifically. This is on Instagram as well, so anybody who's over there, I'm probably not going to see your chat unless I can monitor it myself. Might be able to monitor it myself, but that I don't know. Let's see. I don't think I can monitor it myself. It only lets me monitor YouTube's chat. That's fine. Oh well. Again, we are ranking 3D printed airsoft builds. I had you guys send me a bunch of stuff. I have a slew of messages that we got to go through. I'm going to rank it all on a tier list. Here is our tier list, just from S, A, B, C, D, and F. What up, YMS? Jordan's in the chat. That's awesome. The way that I'm going to rank these tier lists and stuff is specifically all opinionated. It doesn't have to do with, you know, actual build quality or if it's the most efficient or not, or you name it. It is strictly off of, do I like the way that it looks? I might add in a little like, okay, well, you know, how does it function? I'm not 100% sure, but it's strictly opinion based, so don't get like upset about it. We did a previous one where I completely ranked everybody's gas blowback builds that everyone sent me, which was super cool. We got a bunch of really cool replicas that were sent out. So I'm going to just kind of start getting going with it and stuff like that. We'll work our way up, I guess. I'm hoping some of these aren't specifically from like just the gas blowback stuff that people were sending me. I told people that they had to be 3D printed. The replicas had to have a majority 3D print, or like the primary build construction was made completely of 3D print. It doesn't have to be gas blowback, doesn't have to be AEG, it doesn't matter. Just 3D printed. I asked for one replica per photo. You could send me as many replicas as you wanted. And I just wanted like a general description. And I know some people just download files and upload them, so I asked if people could obviously give credit where credit was due and whatnot. So it looks like, let's see. Yeah, some of these people have already sent me gas blowback, so I gotta make sure I'm checking out all of the printed stuff only. This is 5150. He sent me some stuff previously, and we'll just start off right off the bat with this beast. It's obviously an HPA like sub. We got a sub 5. He's got a max tracer hop up on it, tight bore inner barrel, ML 70%, Decepticon bucking, Ace Tech BT tracer, Polar Star jack, amped IGL, and a Tragicon RMR. Okay. So this is definitely along that range of like speed softy. If anybody knows me, you know that that's not my thing specifically. Obviously this is like, when it comes to speed soft, I feel like this is the build. This is the efficient, the tiny, the quick. You can get everywhere with this. I know a lot of people like these. I think a lot of people are going to be upset with me. I don't like these. I'm just not a fan. It's really not, like, up my alley. We don't have anything on the tier list yet, so as per usual, I'm going to have to throw this in kind of like a middle ground, and we'll start to work it around as we go. I'm going to put this in C tier. I wouldn't run it. I'm not a big fan. I don't mind HPA particularly. I just don't like that style of replica. The reason I'm a gas blowback guy specifically is because, well, the realism. I like the fact that things click and go clank and, the whole 9 yards, and there's so little realism to these. I don't know. Just not my style build. I think it has a place in the market. I don't think I like it. Okay, next, looks like we got retro arm skeletonized receiver, the ATI 3D printed 1-of-1 custom furniture, 0% grip, purple carbon fiber tubes, ton of stuff on here, flat nubs, Lilacs buckings, less than 4 pounds. Holy smokes. Okay, that's really cool. It took me a second there to figure out the front end and the back end just when you looked at the barrel and the stock, because the barrels and the stock are like identical, and I kind of like that. That's really cool. I like how the middle barrel, or the inner barrel and outer barrel, are hidden in between like the barrels from the handguard, which is really cool. That's a wild build. I'm assuming he definitely designed this, because this is his logo. It says 5150 on it. That is crazy cool. It's obviously HPA'd. Takes the M4 mags. This is unique. This is definitely super unique. The front end is really cool. I like how it has like almost like the fork on the front. I don't think the receiver is printed. I think that's... Did he say? Let's see. Fiber tubes. I don't think the receiver's printed. It is cool though. The other side. And these are all the parts, obviously, that he threw on. He's got the outer barrels, the inner barrels. Get rid of this box. That doesn't need to be there. Alright. I like this. This is kind of cool. This is definitely cooler than the previous build. I'm going to throw this into a B tier. Give me 2 seconds. Alright, we'll keep going. Yeah, I like this build. That's cool. Well done. Alright, next. Oh, no, that's... He didn't send me anything. Not printed stuff. Where are we looking? Okay. So looks like we got... This is the last one. Okay, so he sent me a bunch of stuff. We'll take a look. Oh, gosh. There's a lot going on. Alright. This looks like a tiny PPS, like one-shot shell, like pistol. That's kind of cool. It kind of reminds me of like the Derringer. Definitely very Derringer-esque. I don't know if he said that he built all these. Pictures of details. The last one is not fully 3D printed with the furniture. Okay. So we don't know if he designed these. Assuming he did, I think that, yeah, no, he did. That's the logo. Matches. This is SEMA 3D. This is a fun little Derringer pistol. It's unique. It's not the craziest, like, over-the-top design, but it's definitely unique. I'll have to drop that. Questionable, I know. I'm going to throw that in D tier. We'll D tier that. This is definitely a little bit cooler. This is obviously a double barrel. I've seen this on Colts 3D before. I'm actually a fan of this. I've actually wanted to print this myself. It's really cool. Alright, the headphone keeps disconnecting. I have to charge it. Every single time I do this, it just randomly disconnects. I don't know why. I like this. I've wanted to print this for a while. I've seen it. I think it comes in different variants. It comes longer and shorter. You can print it however you like. I believe it also ejects the shells like a regular double barrel would, which is really cool. And obviously it's got those two triggers which are going to activate different barrels. It's a side-by-side. I've also seen this in like the Call of Duty 725 variant as well, which is really cool. Yeah, that's something I would run. I'm a big fan of shotties. I always have been. Particularly, I prefer the over-unders as opposed to the side-by-sides. I'll drop that in B tier. It's cool, but I've seen a ton of them. And again, I would prefer the over-under variant for sure. It's got a ton of stuff. Alright. So do we want to rank like the launchers specifically? Or does it have to be like a standalone? Because this is obviously more standalone. These aren't. I guess I didn't specify that it had to be like a full gun. We'll stick to like the full unit. Like this is a standalone. You could run around with this by itself and it would work just fine. So we'll stick to that. It's cool. It's a launcher. I'm assuming this folds forward. No. Yeah, no, it probably pivots forward, I would assume. That's cool. I don't know what the name of this launcher is, but I know that this launcher, or like something that looks very similar to this, already exists on the market. That's a heavy trigger. Look at that thing. He's got the launcher sights on it. It's cool. It's definitely more unique than the double barrel, so I think I'll move the double barrel down, and I'll bring this up here. Definitely a unique take on a launcher. It's not one that you see like floating around every day, which is cool. It's a little bit different. It's had a ton of stuff. Yeah, I know what this is. Okay, this is fully 3D printed. This is a shell ejecting shotgun. First of all, the design is beautiful. I'm assuming, I don't know how many you could fit in there. I think it takes APS, not PPS. I think it takes APS, so you should be able to run both. But the APS has more of a spread, so it's got like the caps on it and everything. But yeah, it's shell ejecting. It should, just like a regular shotgun, take each of those little gas shells from the tube, load it into the chamber. When you pull the trigger, it fires, and then it should eject the old one and load a new one in. It looks awesome. The stock on this thing is beautiful. The pump on it's really nice. I like the, I guess, choke up in the front. That's really cool. I would love to know how long that takes to print. That's A tier. I might even move that to S tier for now. Like, the engineering behind that is crazy. The amount of stuff that you have to put on the inside, I can only imagine. That's super cool. Alright, he says the last one is not fully 3D printed, but all the furniture is and the mags are too. Okay. I think this is a... Is this a GHK base? Oh, I love the mags. I'm imagining this is GHK based. The handguard's nice. The grip's a little boxy. It's cool, but it's a little boxy for me. I feel like it needs more texture on the sides. Probably fits nice in the hand, though, with that little curve. The flare looks super futuristic. So does the stock. I think that's a fixed stock, too. That's not going to fold or anything. Which isn't a big deal. I wonder if this riser, the cheek riser, rises or not. Big fan of an AK. I love the mag. I really like that mag. I think, since it's not a full 3D printed replica, I can't put it super high, and as much as I want to because I'm an AK guy, but it is unique, and I really do like the furniture. Probably drop the furniture in the A tier spot. I would absolutely print this and put that on an AK. For sure. Really cool. Seaman 3D's got a lot of cool stuff. Check him out. I'm pretty sure he's got stuff on Colts 3D. Go all over the place. But yeah, I totally misnamed the entry on this one. That was my fault. I flipped the guys. Alright. Let's see what we got here. So So this is Diego Rivera, or at Nuggies_4_1 on Instagram. He said, I'm the creator of the PRB-16, and this is the current form. Everything minus the red dot is 3D printed externally. Internals are all standard V2. That's kind of cool. The bottom, yeah, the lower is very modular, so when I had, yeah, okay. I think the lower ones are also, yeah, the same thing. Okay, I was gonna say, it looks cool, but the background is kind of like washing it out, I guess. So I guess we'll use some of these images. That's we'll get to that in a second. That's really cool. It's giving off Scar vibes, but like with the extended handguard on it. Again, all of the internals are standard V2. Looks like you can run them in short variants. It's almost got like an SMG. Holy. These ARP9 mags. Look at all the different mags he's got on these things. He's got standard M4. I assume you can run the EPMs on that. MP5. Holy smokes. I mean, for the versatility here, that's an A+. Trying to figure out what I like. I love that grip. That grip is super cool. I'm a big fan of an ACR stock. I think these two parts are a big favorite of mine. I'd probably throw them on this build. Look at that. Yeah, it's definitely giving off. That's ridiculous. So he's got like a Nerf variant too. Really cool. Dude, that's incredible. He said variants of note. He's got a ton of different ones. The PRB-17, which is 308, PRB-9, stick 9mm mags, and the PRB-57, which takes P90 upper mag. I didn't even see that. What is that gun in COD that has the P90 mag on the top? I forgot what they call it. I don't know what the like actual real steel variant is. But then Crytek also just released something that runs the P90 mags. It looks like the P90 at home. That's so cool. That is crazy. We'll use this photo. I mean, for the versatility as a whole, we're just going to rank the entire thing as one. That's an S tier. The fact that he's got so many different variants built into that. I mean, obviously the V2, you can really just modify it any way you want as long as things are aligned. You just got to fit it all in a small space. The fact that he designed all of this, super cool, Diego. Thanks for sending it out. Alright, what do we got here? This guy is a little late to the party. I asked for gas blowbacks. I would have loved to rank these, especially the old school AK. What a shame. Can't rank them now. Alright, let's see what we got here. So, I'm confused. So this is from Tom Perry, or at musery.wizard on Instagram. He sent me someone's account, though. I'm assuming this is his account. Is there any information on that? Okay, so he's got a 100% 3D printed SKS. Credit linked above, Frank.Airsoft. Okay, so I'm assuming Frank Dad designed it. Frank.Airsoft, and then this is Tom's build. That's crazy. See, like, now I gotta know, is that AEG or is that AEG Spring GBB? Overall, the SKS is so cool. I think, who is it? Someone's making a gas blowback SKS right now. What company is it? I think it's Viva Arms. Viva Arms is in the process of releasing an SKS, which I'm really excited about. I like that. Now, I wonder if you could take something like this and put it into an actual, like, SKS wood stock. That's cool. I don't know if it's AEG or not. I'm not sure. That's really attractive. Is that... I think that's an AEG hop unit. I don't know, maybe someone can weigh in. Overall, it's super attractive. I like that. I didn't expect to see an SKS. I do expect a lot of like AAPO1 variants on here, or like shotgun variants, because of how easy it is to build them and just get them to pressure a pin that fires the BBs out of the gas chamber. Oh boy, I gotta be really strict here. I mean, for the uniqueness, I'm gonna have to move that to an A tier. I'm gonna move the AK with the furniture down to a B tier. I'm putting that in A tier because the engineering, it looks attractive, but the engineering is a little bit less. Does that make sense? Like, it's not retracting shells like a real shotgun, or as versatile as this V2 build and all the different modifications this guy made. It's unique, it's really cool, but it is just a drop in, from my understanding, AEG system, so I think I'll leave it in A tier for now. So we got a couple other things. So this is a battle droid. Because for anyone who doesn't know, I am a huge Star Wars fan, so now this is going to hit me right in the fields. This is a battle droid blaster from Star Wars on an AAPO1. Short stroke, Loki hop. Longer, tighter, faster, inner, cow, everything inside. Okay. Assuming he drilled a hole to access the Loki hop unit. Dude, you gotta paint that lower. That's cool. The muzzle device is even removable. That's really cool. You can see he is fielding it because it's got the little like tags so that you know he chronoed it. That's cool. Yeah, I would 100%. I would paint that lower. Now, as a Star Wars guy, I'm a big fan, but AAP kits are everywhere. Wait, what did he say? Okay, so, I'm sorry, I just read this now. It looks like the SKS runs AEG AK mags. Just keep that in mind. Yeah, I do like this. Again, if you painted the lower, I think it would be in a better position. And it's just an AAP mod. I'm gonna have to put that in a D tier. There's a lot of cool AAP kits out there. The market's a little flooded with them. So when I see something really unique, it blows my mind, but, you know. Alright, next we got another Star Wars blaster. This is the DC-17X Star Wars kit. And, so you also got an RPG-23 3D printed launcher. The DC-17X fired at 32 rounds a second and has a huge amplifier on it. I've been mistaken for a minigun juggernaut because of it. Let's check this out first. So we got another AAP kit. Looks like he's got an AK suppressor on there, which is kind of funny. Again, not saying it's not cool. It's just an AAP with some like internal mods jammed into a kit, like it jammed into a an upper receiver. I don't even think you have to uninstall it. I think the upper receiver just slides into this, and then you screw it on down. I'm sure it's a blast to play with. It looks cool, but the uniqueness, it falls in the same category as a D tier. I might even go so far as to put it in F tier. Because this one looks like it has more moving parts. I think this one just needs to be painted, honestly. Yeah, we'll leave it in F for now. Now, the RPG 26, not 23, is a tag and round shoulder fire launcher. That's printed? Yeah, it's printed. Whatever this is printed out of, it's really high quality print. And again, it functions with tags. I love that. Sometimes launchers, I mean, besides the fact that they're large, they take a long time to print. They're one of the easiest things to make because it's a tube that just needs to pressurize a pin to ignite the round. That's cool. I feel like you don't see the RPG 26 very often. So different from a regular RPG. I like that. First launcher on the scene besides the handheld. I'll put that in A tier. That whole thing's 3D printed. I mean, to be honest with you, it doesn't look like it's 3D printed, but it might just because of how zoomed out it is. But the quality of print looks really nice. Like, really nice. Thanks for sending it out, Tom. Okay, so we got Teaching Tom. This is at Great Teacher Tom on Instagram. Credit to Kevin_DB on YouTube and Colts for the starting point for this build. I know Tinkercad a bit, but made it fit my needs. That's cool. You got like a Romanian dong on the end. There's a whole lot going on this thing. The colors are all over the place. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm pretty sure that's red. Colorblind, can't tell. I'm sorry, wait a minute. Is that green? How many colors are on this thing? It's got a run cam on the front too. What the heck? Let's see what he says. Yeah, sent me a video as well. It's pretty short. We'll watch the whole thing.
Yo, what's up? This is my mostly 3D printed, what was Tokyo Marui AKM. Just gonna go over it real quick. This is the 3D printed buttstock to a pick rail adapter here. This is an ergo grip.
I like the grip.
3D printed to an adapter inside that goes to a body that was originally done by Kevin DB on YouTube. He did like the dust cover and stuff.
This whole thing is printed.
The side rail here. The top cover is 3D printed, and all of this functions just the way it used to. And then also here, some more custom stuff.
Sorry, is that whole thing is 3D printed? And it's running AKM parts from TM on the inside?
3D printed upper handguard with the integrated switch here for the light. And then the gas tube was altered from Kevin DB as well to let this camera go over it. And then the PBS one is also 3D printed.
That's insane.
And I made this faux can for it. So it sticks there. And then you can put in, if you want to.
It fits the tracer unit.
One of these guys in there.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Alright, cool, man.
It's a blaster AK tracer.
See you around.
On the inside of the AK. I didn't realize this is an AKM from TM. This is a gas blowback. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think the whole thing is 3D printed besides the body. It might even be printed. Got printed flashlight mounts. That's crazy. I think I would definitely go for a different color scheme. I don't think I'd have as many colors. But that is cool. That's really cool. I'm going to have to A-tier that. And I'm moving the launcher down. That's a lot of, like, modeling and stuff. That's really cool. I love the dong. Can't go wrong with a Romanian dong. Tom, thanks for sending that out. That was really cool. I appreciate the video, too. It's cool. Some people are sending us messages right now. Let me just pop in. See if I can't accept those so people can send. Not going to read it yet, but I'll just type back, send it. If anyone wants to send something while I'm going now, you're more than welcome. Okay. What are we up to next? Alright. So I'm not sure how to read your name, I'm sorry, but we got Taeyam G. Kim on Instagram. Alright, what do we got here? So we got an MP7 of some sort. Looks like the VFC MP7. I'm not sure. I'm sorry, is this... I don't even know if any of this is printed. I think this is from the gas blowback entries. Unless that's a printed upper receiver. I'm assuming that's a printed lower. The images are coming in a little like blurry. But yeah, I don't think that's printed. I think this is probably from the gas blowback entries, if I had to guess. I'm going to have to move on. Sorry, brother. I think you're a little late. Alright, so we got Fraser. Let's see what we got here. Oh. This is the guy. I don't know if you remember in the last stream, if anyone's in here from the last stream. This is the guy that sent the bolt action, which was originally a gas blowback AR. It's a VFC. This is crazy. This was a crazy one. He turned the AR into a bolt action. Okay. So, this is a kit that I have specifically, and he knows. He said, I have the same kit as you, but I've set mine up as a DMR with a 300mm inner barrel. Okay. So now, before, when I had mentioned the AAP01 is going to be on here a lot, I imagined, and that the AAP01 is a very easy drop-in fit. There is a fine line where these things are made. This is made by Tactical Index. I originally saw this on a Facebook group that I was in a couple of years ago when this released. I found it on Colts 3D, and it wasn't until like a couple of years after that that I had gotten a printer and I printed this myself. I love this kit. I actually like the way he set it up better than the way I set mine up. I think the only complaints that I have regarding the kit is strictly the way that it's put together. I mean, it hasn't fallen apart yet, but longevity-wise, I'm just not sure why they went this route. So obviously it's a huge like piece of plastic. So this lower half, or the back of the receiver, and the front of the receiver are each two parts. You have a left side and a right side of the back, a left side and the right side of the front. They are both screwed together like sandwiched. But then what you have to do is you take the whole back of the receiver and the whole front of the receiver, and when you put it together you have to glue around the front, and this section right here is glued. So that now when you pull them apart, you have the front right and front, front right and front, I'm losing my mind, front right and back right on one side, and the front left and back left on the other side, and they're both two halves of a receiver now that smush it together. Where that isn't a problem, I think what would be really cool is if he, like, I don't know, had a small little lever that comes over this way or something like that, like a protrusion that you could screw into the back of this receiver or something, so that you didn't have to glue this part. I'm always not a fan of gluing things because sometimes they just don't hold. I really like this build. I am an absolute fan of this kit. This kit is so freaking cool. It's like the weirdest little suitcase SMG that you've ever seen, and there's an AAP01 on the inside. It's bullpup, so you can get a really long barrel out of it. If you didn't know, the AAP's mag is right here. This is where you load the mag. And I think he updated the files where you can adjust the fire selector on some of them. Originally, you couldn't without taking it apart. It's not a quick assembly and disassembly. There's like 7 or 8 screws and bolts that you have to undo in order to get to the AAP again. And the way that you set this up is super attractive. I love the DMR style build. I think it's really cool. I'm assuming this is also printed. This isn't just like a regular. It's all like it's got like a castle nut sort of on the front, and then it just like the outer barrel's clamped down onto it like friction fit. But I love this. Tactical Index did a wonderful job with this. If you haven't built this for an AAP and you have a 3D printer, I'm telling you, build it. I gotta throw that in S tier. I've loved that kit ever since it released. Super cool. And then this kit is Firewad's MP5 AAP lower and Panthera kit upper with maximum defense PDW stock and E-shooter smoky tracer. Okay, so I also have a Firewad kit. Mine is using an AK, and it takes the AK AEG mags. I love Firewad stuff, again, also. I think it did an awesome job. There's been a new trend with all the AAP01s now where people are building them out so that they are like an HPA base. They replace the mags, and then all they do is they run AEG mags, and they run a small tube that gets them to the feed lips so the AAP can function the way that it's supposed to. The kits are super easy to install. My favorite part about Firewad is all of the hardware is available on his website, which is one of the hardest things sometimes when you're looking at 3D prints. You have to source all of the hardware, and sometimes hardware stores a disaster, and nothing's in the right place because people go in there and just diddle with all the pieces. Or when you try and order them from places, they charge you an arm and a leg for like 3 screws. Or you have to buy like off Amazon, you have to buy like, you can't just buy 3, you know, M6 bolts. You have to buy like a pack of 30, and they come with M5, M4 at all different sizes and nuts that you don't need in washers, which are going to get thrown out. You just wind up like overcrowding your drawers. So I did the AK build. I have all the hardware for the M4 build, and I'm sorry, Firewad, I've like been backed up a ton. I just haven't been using my printer recently because I don't have any filament for it that I can use inside, and it's not vented properly right now. So I'm a little back order with it, but I do like the Firewad kits. If I were to run an AAP01 on HPA, this is the way that I would run it. I would not want to run it like with an adapter that doesn't allow me to run the AEG mags, if that makes sense. I also really liked Tap Airsoft. They did one where like the it was built into the kit, so you didn't have like this chunky adapter on it. But this is super cool. I think the build is clean. I like the stock you put on this better than the stock that I'm running on mine. The MP5, I didn't realize how nice the MP5 one would look. I was really into the AK one. I still like it. I really like the M4 one. I didn't really know if I was going to like the MP5 style when I had saw it on Colts 3D when he had sent a bunch to me and asked if, which ones I wanted to check out. But I actually do really like the MP5. That's cool. Your Firewad does a great job. It's an awesome build. I'm going to have to put that... We'll A-tier that build. That's definitely something that I would run. I'm a big fan of Firewad stuff. Thanks for sharing it, Fraser. Alright. Next, we've got Chris. What is going on there? Okay. So this one's also based on Firewad's MP5 lower. Panther carbine kit. Tank grip adapted to stock. Tank support is his design he's working on. Okay, so that's another thing. Jesus. Alright. So Firewad stuff has gotten so popular that on Colts 3D, so many people have started making their own stuff that's compatible with Firewad stuff. With their own products that are compatible with Firewad's kit. This is absurd. So that's the Firewad MP5 lower down here. I'm assuming this is like a different style of grip panel. I don't know how he got that on there. I don't know if Firewad offers that as well. This is Firewad's upper. This barrel, I think, and the flash hider, I believe he designed. Chris designed. We got a riser. This whole system right here is the craziest thing I've seen. I'm a huge fan of that. Another thing too, I don't know why, but recently what's been hitting me in the sweet spot, I've been really into carry handles. I've been thinking about throwing a carry handle on my Vector for no reason at all. Because I think if we got one that fit correctly, the Vector would ride with it. It would look right. That is really cool. That takes away the fact that you now need a line to run to a backpack. And it's like built into the stock so nicely that it just... What is it? It looks like the, what are they, those Hera stocks, I think they call them? That's really freaking cool. Pretty much everything's 3D printed, minus the trigger and hammer set, inner barrel and hop-up chamber, yeah. Yeah, so it's an AEP base, but not a single external part on here is AEP. Everything internal is, but everything external is all printed that you can see besides, like, again, like I said, the trigger and probably the mag release. That's so cool. Yeah, that is a really cool build. I'm going to have a hard time. I'm going to get really, really excited about a lot of things. I'm putting that in S tier. That is so cool. Nice work, Chris. I have to print this. If you see this, here, hold on. I'm going to ask him if on Colts 3D. Sorry, I can't type. Print one. Yeah, that's really cool. Alright. Brian, this was all sent to me during the blowback video. It looks like we've got, okay, Beepis, or at MJNZ_Beepis on Instagram. Sent me some stuff. Okay, let's take a look at this guy first. Yeah, so we got a base WE high Kappa, custom cut slide himself, M4 lower, tank grip by Firewad, HPA powered, and all printed with PET CF. That's carbon fiber reinforced. I've never seen the high Kappa lowers like that. That's really sleek and tiny. And the fact that he's got the tank on there, it's got to be weird to run it like that without a stock. I think this is printed as well. Yeah, it's cool. It's like the most compact version of like the Firewad style lower. I don't think that I would run it. It's still very reminiscent of like the Speed Softy M4 build, where you got like the large carbon fiber barrels and stuff. It takes a turn that makes it look a little bit less realistic, which I don't know that I'm in love with. Sure, it's a lot of people's cup of tea. I don't think it's my cup of tea. I think we'll C-tier that. I'm going to C-tier that. I think I'm going to move the shotgun up. And we'll keep going. He sent me 3 things. Next we have a base AAP01, MP5 lower, Firewad. I'm going to see a lot of Firewad stuff too. It's very popular recently. Rightfully so. Outer barrel designed by him and mock suppressor by him. Okay. This looks like a very mean little like street gangster SMG. I think the only thing that would make this nicer is if you could find a way to seamlessly incorporate a small, like, skeletonized stock. With a stock on this, and just like a red dot riser, this would be awesome. I know that this is the Firewad lower. He said this is the front. Not that. Duh. This whole system was designed by him. Yeah, outer barrel designed by him. Mock suppressor by him. Yeah, okay. That's awesome. I gotta find the files for this because I really actually like this unit. And I'm telling you, with a stock on the back of this, this would be really cool. I like that a lot more than I thought I would. I'm gonna B-tier that. And I'm gonna move the launcher down. Yeah, we're gonna leave it like that. I'm gonna keep moving stuff. And next we got another AAP01. It's the M4 lower by Firewad. Standard Firewad build. There's not a whole lot on it that is like super out of this world crazy. I think the upper is not Firewad's. I think he designed this upper. It looks very similar to Firewad's upper, but I'm not sure. I kind of like how it clamps down over here. It looks like it fits more seamlessly into the lower. But nothing's really standing out to me like too much. The stock, I believe, is not printed. Okay, so he also said the first one is my build, the second two are my friend's builds. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, I don't know. There's not a whole lot screaming like crazy on this one. I might even D-tier it. Firewad stuff works. It's just it's similar to everything that we see all the time. So, thanks for sending it out. We've got Nate. Oh, Nate. Let's see what we got. Wait a minute. I'm sorry. Are you? Did he design this? Because I've seen this before and I fell in love with it. Hold on. G&G Levar 15. All the fake wood parts are 3D printed and hand painted by me. The handguard finger stop charging handle plug, forward assist plug, the Mars leg stock or Mare's leg stock. He did design this. I've seen this online. I've seen this before you sent this to me. I actually printed the stock out, and I was gonna go pick up some of the hardware for it, and then what was it? Bristol Base dropped his stock, so I bought that. But I actually have that stock lying around somewhere. I printed that because I was so into it. I love this. It looks like a pirate replica. Yeah, he's even got the pirate flag. I'm going to open it in a second. Also in the 3D printed HYR pistol shotgun by 1020 under the front rail for CQB games. Dude. Look at that. Wow. Okay. If you were to tell me to piratize a Levar, this is exactly how I would do it. Your wood paint job is really cool. I love the stock. I don't know how you would shoulder that, but it looks so cool. I know it's not like for the printing, but the leather wrap that you've done is really cool too. I don't know if the pirate tab is also printed or not, or if that's just something that you drilled into there. But it matches really well. Now these are all printed grips that I also saw. Dude, you gotta link this. Because again, like I said, I've seen this before. I downloaded these files. I didn't know that you made this. That's really cool. I need a tissue, hold on. Alright, sorry about that. That is super cool. I love the look. The stock is really like... That is so unique. Okay, so I know a majority of this isn't 3D printed, just the accessories are. But in terms of attractiveness, I'm a huge fan. I think being that it's not like the overly over-the-top 3D printed model, I can't stick it in S tier. But with the fact that I just like it so much, I'm going to drop it in A tier. That's something that I would run 10 times out of 10. Hands down. So cool. Really well done with this. I don't know what you would be able to add to make it look like, if anything else. I don't know. Maybe a different style lever. Something that looks like more like, I don't know, bone-esque or something like that would be like my go-to. But that is just so cool. I like the brass knuckles on the end of that. I don't know. This is just beautiful. Well done. And I'm not a painter, but I don't know how you got that paint job done. That's so attractive. Nice work, Nate. Okay. Whoa. Alright. So, Hat Blackheim. We actually saw some of his stuff in the past before. He sent me this nutcase monstrosity. This is 2 AAPs, which was, believe it or not, also 3D printed. These made S tier in the last video. I just asked for any gas blowback replicas, and this is what he sent me. Let's see what he has to enter now. Fully printed double barrel grenade launcher. His design currently working on a V2 with an internal tracer. Oh, are these the Ace Tech shells? I can't tell if these are the H-Tech shells. That's nuts. What is the Blundergat or something like that? This looks like a COD Zombies build. This is so funny. Yeah, I would run this. That'd be terrifying. You know how, like, when you're in Airsoft and, like, you go to play, after you've been playing for a long time, grenade launchers and stuff don't really worry you because in most cases, unless it's like a 40 mic, they aren't that powerful to begin with. I'd honestly rather get shot with most of the grenade shells from a, like, distance than a high-powered AEG. It would hurt less. This would terrify new players, though. It's one of those things that you walk on the field with an RPG, you know because you've been playing for a while that you're not going to do very good and it's not going to benefit you at all. You're actually at a disadvantage. They don't see it that way. They just see RPG and it's like fear. That's cool. Yeah, double barrel grenade launcher. That's gotta go. I think we're going to put that in A tier. And I'm going to move the AK down. Because internally the AK is still an AKM from TM. Yeah, that's cool. Double barrel shotgun side by side, not so much. Double barrel grenade launchers are a totally different game. Interesting. Okay, so we just recently did a video on the Panverine GM6 links, which is super cool, and I'm sorry I don't have the files and I can't distribute them. Looks like he just made a GM6 links based off the AAP01, fully printed. He doesn't remember the specs on the AAP. It's been a while, but the barrel fully reciprocates with every shot fired. Designed by him. Also, the dual barrel autocannon reciprocates from last week's post. What? That's funky. That's cool. No way. Hold on. Okay, I don't know if you could see that. You see down here? It looks like he loads BBs into this, and then they feed up to the base. Am I seeing that correctly, or am I just imagining things? Did the BBs load in here and then feed up through the grip? If they do, that is nuts. The one thing, obviously, it's not going to be able to do, so the GM6 Lynx moves in two parts. The barrel reciprocates to absorb recoil, but it utilizes the barrel reciprocating to then use the small unit in the back to eject and reload another round. So they move almost like in a step, 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 step pattern, if that makes sense. I assume the barrel is just going to reciprocate with the bolt, but still, that's pretty cool. That's awesome. That's crazy. See, that's a unique AAP01 build. That's not just like, oh, jam it in the kit and it works. That's cool looking. That's a lot of printing. That's a lot of hardware. That's really cool. Just like geeking out over everything. That's an A tier from me. The GM6 Lynx out of... You know what else, too? And I'm so upset I didn't pick it up. You remember when... I forgot who made it, but someone was making a G11 out of an AAP01 and they were selling the kits for it, and I never picked it up because it was like $500 for just a plastic body kit for an AAP. If you pick that up, and then somehow found a way to fuck with the sear in the AAP01, and get it to fire in burst only, you'd have a G11. And it would work like a G11. Okay. What are we looking at now? Okay. So we got, looks like 2 3D printed builds. Have anything you're going to like? This is from Adam Casey or Kesey from Keezy Kazoo on Instagram. I saw your video for the crazy 3D printed airsoft builds. I have one I think you're going to like. I had to make an insert just to show you. I have a nearly entirely 3D printed Russian DSHK-M 50 cal heavy machine gun. It's powered by a Polar Jack engine in a custom designed housing. Has an electrically powered 8,000 round box mag, a gun shield, custom mount designed to clamp to most vertical surfaces. Things like 5 feet long, and is basically entirely impractical for everything except objective games. I put a lot of work into getting it to look as lifelike as possible, and it's definitely a head turner at the field. I'm able to send a pic. Okay, so I accepted it, and he sent me this. Holy, that is terrifying to look at. And with it being 3D printed, I'd imagine that it's not the heaviest thing in the world, besides the fact that there's like 2x4s on the bottom to mount it. That is insane. That's crazy. And obviously it runs HPA'd. Imagine some guy runs up. He's got like 2 guys carrying this thing down the field. They mount it down on top of like a hill or a barricade. The guy just sits down, feet spread out wide, grabs the 2 handles, and just starts gnawing on the trigger. That is insane looking. Is the shield can't be printed, right? I assume he did this out of sheet metal so that it can deflect BBs. For scenario-based games like a Milsim or something like that, like someone should get this and mount it on the back of a pickup. You should send this to American Milsim. I feel like you could do some sort of an event with this. That's awesome. That's an S tier. Hands down an S tier. That is so cool. I don't even want to know how long it took you to design that. Damn. Wow. Okay. It's going to be hard to top with the second one. I don't know if you're still taking submissions, but I also have an SR2M conversion kit for an AAPO1. I think I've seen this guy on YouTube. I've been watching his build series on this. The design is from Secure on Colts. The base is an AAPO1 with a TAP ARP9 HPA mag adapter. Oh. No, the one I was watching was an AEG. I haven't seen this before. Extended inner barrel. Additionally, I added a 3D printed mock suppressor with cover, microdot, weapon light, and quick rattle can coat. That's really cool. So I have seen a lot of AAPO1 builds. I have very little to minimal seen someone take a tap lower and put it into an AAP build, which then turns it into an attractive HPA replica. I was a big fan of the tap lower. I really did like it when I was looking at it, when I was messing around with it. It was super well built, and he's making new parts now too in a new material. I saw him throwing them at the ground, hitting them with rocks, running over it with a car, and the new material was withstanding it, so I'm really excited to see what he comes up with, because some of the older material he was working with does crack if you drop it. Anyways, this is inside of a kit. It's an AAPO1 and an SR2M kit. I actually just picked up the Lambda Defense SR2M. I still got to film a review on that. But this looks so much nicer like this. I saw the AEG variant of someone making this online, and it was cool. But the fact that this is blowback and it runs with an AAPO1 is really cool. You can HPA, or you could just run regular AAPO1. You could run drums. You could run Glock mags. It's probably better than the one that Lambda Defense or Raptor released. I haven't released a video yet. I haven't really played around with it, but from feel, it's probably going to last you longer. I don't know. I'm just speaking. That's cool. I really like that. That's a super unique build, too. AAP1, I think I'm going to put that in a B tier. It's a cool AAP kit. Oh, but it's got the tap lower. A tier, I'm moving the Firewad down. Nope, not that. I'm moving the Firewad MP5 down one. And we'll keep that there. I like that. And we'll keep on going. Thanks for sending it out, Adam. Alright, we got Cristobal Solar. you made a 3D printed HPA Nerf blast. It doesn't. We'll look at it, but I can't rank it. I wonder if he just plays Nerf or if he's in like Australia or something like that, and that's just something that he's restricted to based off of his location. It's cool, but I can't rank it. To make the cutoff, chances are you did. What we got here? 3D printed. Alright, let's see what we got. This is a perfect example of the Speed Softy style M4 build. I would assume, just from the look of it, everything on here, the stock, the upper, and the lower are 3D printed. I'm also going to guess, is this his design? Full custom upper, me and my buddy's own design. A mix of speed style tube upper, but with attachment rail at the top for front sight flashlight. Upper angle grip are 3D printed. Paint job's cool. Alright, let's see the video he sent. It's HPA, right? Yeah, it's got an engine in that. Yeah, jeez. Again, it's got the Speed Softy look to it, and I'm not, like, generally a Speed Soft build kind of a person. So I don't think I would personally run it. It's cool. There's a lot of people out there that would. And I'm sure you put a lot of work into it, but it's not my cup of tea. I'd probably drop that in C tier as well. Alright. Jared, is this... Yeah, this was for... Yeah, this is for the gas blowback build. Can't rank it. We just passed that video. It's a nice build, though. Okay. TCH Beam Slang. I remember when he sent me this SMC9. He's just sharing more with me. Yeah, I can't rank them. These are all gas blowbacks, unfortunately. Alright. Did he send... We ranked this build specifically. This is printed. We ranked this on the past video, so I'm not going to rank this one. What else we got? Paracord dude sending me some stuff. Sorry, I'll answer that later. First cut. Okay, another one. Anda Baton Martin or Mr. Body 69. First custom 3D printed Airsoft replica. Modified itself. Base of it's originally a SEMA AK platform. First project like this, so it's a very important piece for me. Because this is where I started getting more serious into 3D printing and Airsoft parts and custom gun mods. See, with it being an AK, it already gets props for me. I'm excited to take a look. See what we got. What an interesting build. And I kind of like it. So, obviously this is your new stock because it is bullpupped. But this is specifically to hide the like fire control unit, the trigger guard and everything. So that you can use this as the trigger, and then I'm assuming he just rewired everything up into the front. I don't know. I like what's going on up in the front up here. I would imagine you also can hide, like you're hiding a battery in there. That's really cool. This, I would want to see this at like an apocalyptic event maybe, or like more of like a Fallout style event. That's really cool looking. So like, I respect the fact that you're not afraid to take a leap of faith and go for something completely out of the ordinary. I like that. Like, it's like, I feel like I shouldn't because it's so boxy and so, like, So you got 2 cans of Chef Boyardee on the front, but I feel like I like that. I'm very into it. I like the green paint job on it. I think I'm going to A-tier that. I think most people are not going to like that, but I like it, and I don't know why. Just think I like things that aren't, typical, aren't the same thing every day. Let's see what we got here. Okay, so this is 3D printed Airsoft M4 based on the VFC system. The FCG lower, mag catch, outer barrel, upper stock tube handguard is 3D printed, built from a maple leaf hummingbird short stroke bolt and an inner gas blowback barrel, hop up rubber, and this is a printed blowback system? Very impressed. I'm impressed that it doesn't blow itself apart. I don't know what you printed that in. I mean, the whole thing's printed, and it's housing gas blowback parts, taking gas blowback mags from a VFC system. She could definitely afford a coat of paint. It looks like you might have either A, gone for this, or I'm sorry if you did, but maybe just use what you had lying around and available. I'd definitely throw a coating of paint on that. That's kind of crazy. Did you design this? I don't know if you designed this or not. It's really cool. I would shorten the barrel a little bit, but the fact that this is a fully 3D printed replica just housing VFC internals to run a gas blowback replica is super cool. That takes a lot for those parts to withstand. I feel like I gotta A-tier that as well, right? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna A-tier that. I'm gonna move the double barrel grenade launcher down to B tier. And I think I'm gonna move this down to C tier. Yeah. That's really cool. Alright. Oh, he answered us back. Not yet. It's still work in progress, but I'll have it on Colts 3D when I'm happy with design. I have it sizes to fit a 13 CI tank, but should hypothetically be able to accommodate a 26-2. Designing it to be modular and adjustable to specific setup. Yeah, this is just so cool. That's just so cool. I'll reply back to him afterwards. That's really sick. Alright. What do we got here? The top one, it's on the right. It's the one on the right. Okay. It's the IAP MCX off of Colts 3D printed on a M4 or an MK4. Is it just... Sorry, I can't tell. I guess it's not going to let me zoom in on that. That's fine. Oh well. Is the whole thing... Well, it's on the right. Inside is a backdraft, max hop up, quad bucking, 303mm inner, ton of nozzle alignment tuning. I'm trying to figure out... I don't know if the IAP MCX from Colts 3D. See, I don't know if this is printed or not. I think it is by the way that this is warping. Like it's warping the light. You can see it's almost catching it. And then it looks like he just threw like a M4 grip on there. But yeah, this is printed. Sorry, I'm having a hard time figuring out if like what's printed or not. I also just got a notification. I don't know what that notification was because nothing popped up on my screen. I don't know what that was. Sorry, I'm using a new streaming platform and it's supposed to pop up somewhere on my screen. I didn't see it. Wish I did see it, but I didn't see it. Still learning this whole streaming thing. Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know if this is majority printed or not. I'm not 100% sure. If it's all the way printed, that's really cool. I'd probably stick that in like a B tier, but since I don't know if it is fully printed, I'm going to have to drop that in C tier. Because I know a majority of the parts on there are, I just don't know if the entire receiver is also printed. Maybe it is. Have I seen that before? I think I've seen that before. I might leave that in B tier. No, I think I've seen this before. I think the creator of this reached out to me and asked if I wanted to check it out, but I just had so many printed projects going on at the time, and I didn't have the, like, all the material to put it together, so I just told them, like, not right now. If it's who I'm thinking of, this whole receiver is printed, which then it does belong in that place. That's cool. Oh, wait, there's more. Hold on. Yeah, okay. Ugh. Remember in school when people tell you, like, make sure you read everything? Everything's 3D printed. It says it right here. All the seams are held together using JB Weld, so the prints will break before the JB Weld will. Yeah, the whole thing is 3D printed. Everything. And it looks so clean. Except for a couple of the spaces, but some of it looks so clean. Like, the fact that I didn't know if the receiver was printed or not is kind of crazy. Especially with all the lines and stuff. That's really cool. I do like that. Where did we put it? Put it in B? Yeah, I think I put it in B. I think it's my internal, like, monologue because it's not gas blowback. Gas blowback 3D prints entirely are a little bit more impressive. The SKS is a different story just because it's an SKS. I don't know. Really cool. Thanks for sending it out. Do I have any other requests? I don't think so. Okay, so I got a couple in here too that I got to check out. Clutchfire totally sent me something. New series, like submitted latest project for the ranking. Firestar. Build description. The Firestar is a fully 3D printed platform we designed from the ground up. It's the result of an official collaboration between his company Clutchfire 3D and Polar Star Airsoft. Okay. It was engineered specifically to house their engines with perfect alignment and maximum weight reduction. Key detail, I'm the lead designer on this project, and it's going to be released for free on the official Polar Star website soon. Releasing it for free. That's cool. Credits designed by me, Wesley from Clutchfire 3D, in partnership with Polar Star Airsoft. Attached is the photo. Keep up the great content. Cheers. Thanks, dude. It's really cool he's going to release that for free. And the fact that he's partnering with Polar Star is even crazier. That's cool. Again, it's along that speed softy line. Not my thing. The design itself is really cool. If I were to put myself in their shoes, someone who would like this, I have a friend who I know would like something like this. It's really cool. You could see everything. I'd be terrified BB's just going to blast my insides with that. Because we've got a T238 tracer on the end. I can only imagine how light this thing is. It probably weighs like a couple pieces of paper. Carbon fiber stock. Yeah, it's right up a ton of people's alley. For sure. It's just not up mine. Unfortunately. Super cool though that he's releasing it with Polar Star. Yeah, dude. Again, it's really not my cup of tea. I like it. I don't love it. I think out of all of the ones like this style that we've seen, I think it's the nicest one. I think I'm going to have to... I think I'll C-tier it. Yeah, I'll have to C-tier it. It's not in the Speed Softy build. I think it's just the realism that I always search for. There was a couple others, wasn't there? Big Bird. Yeah, Big Bird sent me something. Yeah, I've seen that. See, this is the one Speed Softy build that I've actually spoken to him a couple times before because I saw his video pop up on my page, and I was lucky enough to see it because the video at the time only had like 100 views, and it popped up, and I was so excited that I saw it. This is one of those Speed Softy HPA style builds that I liked because it's a bullpup. It's just the Lux V4. When he was in the process of making this, I reached out and told him that I was a really big fan of the design and I was looking to get a hold of the files for it. I believe, which one was it? This? I don't remember what his original design that he sent me was. It's very similar, if not the same thing to this. But the size of an inner barrel that you can stick on the inside of this thing is unreal. And the simplicity behind it is so simple, but also so different from the standard, like, HPA Speedsoft style of, like, build. It's the bullpup that gets me. The barrel that you could put in here is probably crazy, too. Yeah, the sound on that, too, is crazy with the hollow can. I don't know if it's just echoing because he's in a room. I don't know how I feel about the fire selector switch. I almost wish the fire selector switch was something a little bit different. But just the look here. I love the material that he used here. Like, the textured material looks great. This is like one of those times that the Speedsofty style builds just get to me. And I think I'm going to drop that in B tier. Just because it is super attractive. And I think I'm going to move the launcher. No, it's a tag launcher. Yeah, we'll keep it like that. That's so cool. Yeah, I've always been a fan of this. If you haven't seen this, go check it out. He's got a bunch of videos, too, where he does gameplay with it. It's really, really awesome. Alright. Looks we got Industries. Did he send me... He's got a ton of stuff. Okay, yeah. So I've worked with Industries before. He sent me a bunch of stuff for his, whatchamacallit, the SRS. The SRS he makes some crazy adapters for. What the? I don't know if you see that. That's backwards. Okay, I gotta read. Hey mate, hope you're doing well. I certainly have some 3D printed kits for your feature. Not anything I have released yet, but a couple full prints, riffs I'll release as STLs once I'm happy with the finished design. What the? See, that's cool looking. What is going on here? Why is the bag in backwards? Is that how it's supposed to be indexed? That's such a meme if it is. That's hysterical. It is. It is supposed to be run backwards. Why do I think that's more comfortable too? It's like a perfect place to put your hand. That's so weird. So obviously this is cranking an engine. First one's my sidearm design, but more of a holsterable PDW, uses a Reaper engine, but the design will have different inserts to use most engines. Fully printed design with everything apart from barrel, bucking, engine, FCU, holster, mounting system. Currently uses one of the Norbert sliding pistol mounts, little vortex, red dot, custom trigger electronics, some micro switches and cables, carbon tube, and other hardware screws. That is so cool. Yeah, look, he mounts it on his side. And he's got the adapter that I was talking about. You put EPM1 mags in like a 45-degree angle. Look at that. I love how that thing's backwards. I don't know, I just really like how it's backwards. That's really cool. Think I'm going to B-tier that one as well. Yeah, and we do have to make some adjustments. I'm going to drop this to D tier. I'm going to drop this to D tier. And I'm going to drop these two to a B tier. And I think I'll leave it like that. That's really cool. The grip is super unique too. I can't get over the backwards mag. Let's see, he's got a couple other projects too. It's a DMR based build based on the Fightlight SCR using a Kythera, so mechanical HPA. Originally designed before the Levar was released, but shelved the project because it is a similar form factor and didn't want to seem like a copy. Obviously, it's just semi-auto instead of lever action, but we'll pick it up again at some point. Again, that's awesome. And it looks like he's got the
HPA engine housed inside the stock, which is really cool. It literally, yeah, dude. I mean, like, it's like carbon copy without the lever of the Lev-R. But, you know, no, dude, release that. Anybody who thinks that you're copying them, who cares even then? That's different. That's definitely different than just your standard, like, Lev-R. That's really cool. You know what would be even cooler? If you made an AK variant. You should make an AK variant. I'm sure it's a whole lot of work. You should make an AK variant. That'd be so cool. I saw a real steel variant of like a sniper grip stock on an AK, and it was the weirdest thing that I've seen. This is really awesome, actually. I'm a big fan of this, dude. I would run that. I would run that because it takes apart the way of having to put that on my back. I wouldn't have to put the canister on the back. I really like that. Well done. That definitely belongs in an A tier spot. It's not a GBB, but it's just attractive. I really like that. I would replace a sniper with that for a day and just go play with it. Total DMR class. Use an integrated bottle and regulator, as you can see from the picture. It's quite a rough dress. No, dude, it looks awesome. Some damage from testing. It has a metal upper and the test print from the picture, but was fairly early prototype to improve rigidity, as rigidity is the main design challenge that needs a lot of work. You know, that's awesome. And finally, my ever-reliable backup riff. The Bovrilizer? Bovrilizer? I'm butchering that. Names after my personal Instagram handle, Hot Bovril Airsoft. A bullpup conversion I've been using since maybe, it's already a bullpup, I'm going to like this, 2017, but this one's probably not something that I'd be able to release, as it's way too bespoke for this specific riff, with bits cut off the original gun, etc. Very much a Frankenstein build. What do we got here? What the? That's insane. Yeah, I mean, that is as Frankenstein as it comes, but I feel like that just fits the design of one of those, like, rustic, like, battle-worn apocalypse games. Like, this is exactly what you'd want to bring in there. The stock, I love the rustic design behind that. I feel like that's the selling point here. The fact that it looks the way that it does. It looks like it's been worn. It looks like you found it behind someone's couch 20 years later, and this is all you got to survive. Clearly you've played a handful of games with it. Leaving them on even just adds to that. And the logo is even cooler. That's interesting. I love how you kept the some of like the exposed parts in the back too, even though it's an HPA build. I like that. I might opt for a different scope and riser. Is that an upside down hand stop? That's cool. That's really cool. See, this is like HPA kits. This is HPA kit done right. That's really cool. I don't know though. Like, it's not as cool as this one that he sent previously. So I feel like I'm opted to put it in the B tier, right? It's a little cooler than some of the other ones back here, but it's not as cool as this build to me. This I like a lot. But this has there's a place for that. Really nice. That's really cool. It has a full auto modifier button like on the PDW project, little red button on the top rail, and a canted pistol grip. Not sure how well it shows in the picture, which is absolutely heresy, but the ergonomics of it are amazing. Reaper engine, long barrel suppressor, making it absolutely silent as well. Around 35 FPS. It's a beast. I might design a fully printed version at some point if I get a few spare weeks. That's crazy. So cool. Sorry for the messages, but hopefully that helps the context of feature. Feel free to pick and choose what to include / not that we included everything. Happy answering your questions. Send more photos. Let's see what we got here.
Show you on a video. It'd probably be demonstrate a bit better. Obviously, with the ball puck.
That's canted.
If it was vertical, you'd probably be sort of squeezing your arm against the mag. So that was
Brilliant design.
But
ITP should have done that with the Sega 12 grip.
It actually works really well. Obviously, you haven't got recoil, so you don't need the vertical grip to keep your form like you would on a normal gun. Obviously, once you've got it, you know, the muscle memory of keeping the wrist straight, so you haven't got the sideways hop.
That's so cool.
You've got the front grip and everything, helps you keep it straight, but ergonomics, it absolutely wins. So yeah, heresy, definitely, but once you've tried it, you'll love it.
That's really cool. The canted grip, I couldn't even tell from the photo. Oh, you can kind of actually see it there. That's awesome. Really cool. And again, like I said, I think ITP should have done this with their Groza 12. Just kept it canted so you can remove the mags and put it back in. Wonder if someone could 3D design one. Just a thought. Really cool. And I did just see Frag Customs came in. Alright. See what we got here. This was sent to me, I think, during the last video. Yeah, it was. It was sent to me during the last video, so I'm not going to rank that one. But he just sent this in. Everything is 3D printed. My design, FCR 09 PCC GBBR MWS system takes Glock and GBB style mags. Okay. That's a GBBR. Houses all GBB internals. That's cool. So it's taking MWS system, which is a system that is very well known and very reputable, and it's somehow running it with Glock mags, which most people already have lying around. Made in Greece. Yeah, Frag Customs is from Greece. Wonder how Airsoft is in Greece. I feel you guys have to have some really cool spots. That's really cool. I like that. I like the fact that it takes a well-known, reputable system and it runs Glock mags off of it. I think it's cool. The actual, like, design of it is cool. It's got a printed grip as well. I think the stock is printed too. Yeah, everything. The grip. Yeah, okay. That's a fully 3D printed body. I gotta put it up here. And I think just for the uniqueness, I'm gonna drop this one. If you don't remember, this is a 3D printed MWS system. I'm gonna drop this to B tier. Just because it runs like typical MWS mags. Or I think this was VFC. Yeah, it's VFC, I'm sorry. This one takes a system and runs mags on it that you don't often see that system run, which is really cool. So I think we're gonna leave that in the A tier slot. I like that. Thanks for the last minute submission. Helps close us out really well. And I don't think I have any other requests. Fantastic. Awesome. So that is our finalized tier list. We have 4 at the top of S tier. We have the actual shell ejecting shotgun, which I am going to build very soon on this channel as soon as I get back to my 3D printing. We have a totally modular, multiple mag, multiple system V2 AR system. We have a Firewad lower converted with like an HPA style stock. I didn't think we'd be dropping an AEPO1 into S tier today, but that was really cool. And then we have this massive like shield and mounted LMG, which is just unreal. And I'll go ahead and feature these on Instagram later. But I appreciate you guys sticking around. I think that's all I got for today. Probably time for me to go outside and get some fresh air. So thanks for tuning in. Thanks for hanging out. And I'll catch you guys in the next adventure, alright?